Hello everyone, I am Veos and welcome back to another Kerbal Space 2 program video. In my last video about Space Program 2, what the fuck? Kerbal Space Program 2, I told everyone that it looked okay and I was gonna go ahead and try to play for serious. Now I like a challenge, so I went ahead and selected the hardest difficulty level, but I wanted to also put down to be able to allow quick load and allow revert, because I know this game is still alpha, very alpha. So playing rocket scientist level hard when you have a very alpha game is liable to drive you insane when things go buggy. So right off the bat, I got my first mission just to basically launch a rocket, not get into space, not get into orbit, but just launch a rocket. I was like, okay, fine. So I built our tried and trusted little SSTO. Had to get used to the controls again because I haven't been playing this game in a while, but yeah, anyway, I had to, I didn't revert. I went ahead and just, aborted the first launch because of the fact that I screwed up on the altitude and went way too high. Thankfully, nothing bad happened. She glided back down pretty good and landed in Jello Ocean? Look, I don't know what's up with those graphics, but that's just weird. Hopefully they fix that soon, because that just, I don't know, but let's not forget Alpha. Still, I won the mission because of the fact that all I needed to do was launch a rocket, not actually go into space or orbit. So on the second mission, all they wanted me to do is go into space. No problem, we'll just use the same craft, no problem. This time I got into space, but while I was in space, I did some testing with the camera angles, and I was trying to look left and right, because in KSP 1 you can hold down the middle mouse button and look left and right while you're in space. Pan left, pan right while you're in space. It doesn't seem to work in KSP 2. They didn't put that in there. So I thought to myself, maybe it's like a keybind or something, and finally I found out that if you hold down tab, then you can click the mouse button and look around, actually look around, although it's a little weird. It's a little off, kind of broken, way broken. Now I'm sure that there's probably some sort of key binding I can go in there and switch it around so I can make it to for the middle mouse button like it was in KSP 1, but I'll play with that later. Also, is it just me, or does the Kerbal looked really squished in the Mark 1 cockpit? I mean, her suit is literally clipping through the door window. I mean, it's not. I think that should have been sized a little better when they were putting together the actual module. But that aside, we went ahead and made a full orbit and landed safely. Now, I do remember that there was a couple of comments in the KSP 2 video, Is It Good Now video that I made, talking about the building sequences and how you can just use middle mouse button to click on the part and zoom into it. Now, granted, this seemed to work well once I understood that concept, and I would click on the part with the middle mouse button and it would zoom into it. I could go around that part and everything else and not have to worry about getting sucked back to the cockpit. So I suppose it's alright, but I'm gonna be honest, I kind of miss the classic mouse movements for the camera in VAB. Well, not VAB, sorry, Spaceplane Hangar. I really don't ever I never really used the VAB all that much in KSP 1 because of the, really bad camera angle. Yeah, I prefer the Spaceplane Hangar camera angle. But anyway, so I figured that out, and it's a good feature to click on a part and be able to focus on everything. It's nice. I won't lie, that is kind of nice. But still, I miss being able to be free roam with the camera. Also, do you remember in the video I made before this about KSP 2, is it good or not, about the middle mouse button cutting my chute? It might have been a fluke, because I tried to recreate it and I couldn't. No matter how many times I clicked on the middle mouse button, I couldn't recreate the parachute being cut off, so I don't know. And as I said before, there were comments inside the video that said something like, well, who would hit the middle mouse button by accident and blah 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 blah. And my response or answer to that would be, well, if you played KSP 1 enough, if at all, you would know that the middle mouse button controls the camera being able to pan left and right, and so you would naturally hit that to look left or right. And for somebody who's been playing KSP 1 since it came out years ago. That's kind of a hard habit to break, not to hit the middle mouse button during flight in KSP2. Now I noticed that the new thing now is no longer to be able to click on your scientist or your Kerbal or the crew cab and actually select science, or write down data or observe this or observe that. I mean, you can, but it's a little weird. Instead, what it appears to be is that there's a little glowy light that has like a little science flask that starts blinking whenever there's science to be had, and all you gotta do is click it. I mean, I guess that's great. It's a lot easier. It's way easier because it's like right in your face. Hey, there's science. Click on this button, you'll get it. It's kind of like that Staples commercial where it's the easy red button, just so it kind of takes the challenge out of it, or the fun out of it, for me personally, because I like challenge, I like fun, I don't like everything handed to you. I still think the part manager window needs a little bit more work, as well as the action groups. It's a little confusing. Now if I did it over and 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 again and again and again and again, then of course, yeah, it becomes second nature, just like anything. But right off the bat, it's kind of confusing and a little frustrating. So finally, I got through all 3 damn missions: launching a rocket, getting a rocket into space, getting a rocket into orbit. Didn't have any computer glitches or crashes or game crashes or anything like that. Nothing really glitched too hard or whatever. I could save my craft files in the VAB, because I do remember a bug where it wouldn't let me at one point. So all in all, it seems to be a good game. It's a good game. It's a hell of a lot better than what it was. A hell of a lot better. It needs a lot of ironing out, I think, but it's headed in the right direction. At this point in time, the things that I would say need ironing out are the parts manager and the action groups window. It's unnecessarily complicated in my opinion. I know there are a lot of people out there who'll be like, no, it's perfect, and that works for you, congratulations, but I think it needs a lot more ironing out, because in KSP1 the windows stayed there. When you clicked on a part, the window for that part stayed there. When you clicked on an action group, that action group stayed there. But in KSP2 they switch. And it's like, wait a minute, the window was just here, and now it's over there, and why can't it just freaking stay there like a good little window? Naughty little window. And of course, this being a very simple craft, part manager is easy to navigate, but I can only imagine a craft with 2,000 parts. Now the good news is that I found out that if you click on a part in VAB, it will pop up its own little window through Part Manager. So that's a good, I think that's, I don't remember that being in the original, so I think that's a change, and it looks good. But the action groups need a little help, and when you click on the difficulty level, like Rocket Scientist, it should change the way that they give you missions. Like if you click on Rocket Scientist, it should tell the game that, hey, I'm not new at this, I've been doing this for a long time, give me a challenge, right? And so your first mission should be like, get a rocket into orbit, instead of going through 3 or 4 different steps that you would give somebody who doesn't know what they're doing at all before going into orbit. That'd be cool. But anyway, I digress. They're still working on the graphics. It's getting better and better all the time, which is good. And personally, I can't wait until this gets out of alpha stage, because it does seem like it's going in the right direction, and hopefully they iron out a few things, but it's going in the right direction. I wasn't a KSP2 believer before, but I would say that now I am. I'll play it again when I have the patience for it, but other than that, it was a good little run. Well, that's it for this video, so get the fuck out. No. No, but seriously though, my job has got me back on 50-60 hours a week, so I'm gonna try to make videos as often as I can. The quality's not gonna be all that great like I normally do, because I take a lot of time when I edit a video. So these will be quickly edited, but I think it's still a fun video, and I try to be as nice as I can when it comes to KSP2. So take all my criticism with love, okay? It's not like I'm beating it with an axe. Not an axe, more like a cattle prod, but you know, it's for love, with love. Still can't get over that jelly ocean. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for being a part of this channel. If you like what you saw, please leave a like and consider subscribing if you want. We also have a membership program. If you become a member, you get little cool emojis and badges and whatnot. Pretty cool, check it out. But anyway, love you all, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. Bye-bye.